champion, you can respect them. But,
We want to welcome you back here to the Raymond E. Gishard Center, where we're watching the game where Ducks United will be coming up against Roaring Lions. I'll be handing over to Doc.
Good evening to one and all, and welcome back to the REGTC, where we have really a championship parade for the Ducks United. They have won the Angola Football League for 2022. This is nothing more than a championship celebration for them. But they still have a game to play. They still have a battle to do. They've taken it back traditional with the uniforms as they take on their fiercest rival, the Roaring Lions FC. And the Ducks United, of course, absolutely running away from things last time out when they took on the Western Predators. What was it, some 15 goals to nothing? Or was it 14? Some 14 goals to nothing. While Lions, well, they came up on the shorter end of the stick when they took on the Limers FC, going down some 2 goals to nil.
well, Doc, I'll tell you something. I was just going over the stats so far coming into tonight. And would you believe that the Ducks United has some 90 goals and their closest rival is the Roaring Lions with 49?
Well, that wouldn't shock me at all.
But to add to that, the 2 leading goal scorers in the tournament between them has 48 goals. And that is the man Torres and Gishard.
And that is not even counting the man Bino Ricketts, who has about 16 on.
He has 13. He has 13. And he's also from Ducks United.
3 of the top 4 goal scorers, I believe, in the league.
Yes, they are indeed Ducks United. Because the only person who slipped in there to upset the rhythm of the Ducks is the man Smeens, who has 15 goals.
Yes, indeed. It's been a Ducks party all season. They've run away with everything. The only thing left for them to do is to go invincible. Can they go unbeaten for the rest of the season? But if there's a game for them to lose, it is this one. Because for some reason or another, Ducks always struggle versus the Roaring Lions.
Well, I know they struggle against the Roaring Lions, but what we have seen on paper on the field tonight, it is not a Roaring Lions that Ducks United will struggle against. It's likely to struggle. Let me not say will, but it's likely to struggle against with the absence of the man. We are not seeing the man.
Screechy Walker.
Screechy Walker. He's not there. We know that the best player, clearly, is not here. He's in Trinidad doing his thing. And so, with the essential defender not here, I'm not sure what kind of fight that Rowan Lions can really put up. You know, the likes of the young man Connor has really done a good job for.
Well, the game has been kicked off by the Ducks United. Lineups for the two sides reads for the Ducks United. It's Miguel Abraham, the number 10. Caleb Brown is the number 15. Chadley Charles is back in the 11 today. He is wearing the number 17 shirt. Naomi Crooks, he's the number 8. Pasham Dumas, the number 2. Danny Galliano, he's wearing the number 20 today. Johnny Gishard, the number 12. Lawrence is back in goal, replacing Darius Lanton. DeAndre Marshall is back as well. He's the number 19. Captain Mata Akeem McIntyre is the number 7. And the man Jose Torres, he is the number 11 today. Very strong bench them as well. Smiles, Pogba on the bench, as well as the man Mally Rogers.
For the Roaring Lions tonight, we have Kareem Burris, number 46. Lester Connor, number 12. Mikai Connor, number 3. Nigel Connor, number 26. And Marvin Eskeen, number 22. Yarel Fleming, number 30. And Khalik Jackson, number 34. We also have Tariq, that's Jaden Lawrence, that's number 25. Cameron Lloyd, number 16. No. Renell Martin. We also have Dalek Moore, number 29, and Jamil Richardson, number 2.
This one looked in deep looking for Danny
And
Galliano
Christian
here.
Williams, 47, for the Roaring Lions.
Yes, indeed. As welcomes a cross by Danny to touch for a throw-in.
Well, Doc, I saw that the young keeper back on the bench for the Rowan Lion as well.
The Oleandre Courier.
Oleandre Courier, yes, he's back on the bench. Good to see him back. At this moment, he seems to be the only man on the bench. The Rowan Lions really coming up short-handed. In times past, we will see a packed bench for the Rowan Lions. Not so.
Indeed. But I do suspect that Screechy Walker may not be too far away. Capel Batiste would have come in late for a few games as well. A man who's really gone under the radar for them just a bit. They're missing is the man Kieran Warner. Although he may have been late, he was always there to give them an extra body. This is slid through looking for Johnny, but Johnny is just off.
I've not seen Woodley as well.
Yes, indeed, Keon Woodley missing for them.
So a number of players missing for the Royal Lions.
Is Shamari Bryan out there?
No, I'm not seeing Shamari either.
There's no Mighty.
So a number of who would be starters for the Royal Lions are not there. And this is the combination that we've been speaking about. It's Torres and the man Jonathan Gishard. Oh, there has been a tremendous duo for the Ducks United.
Yes, indeed. And if they're not scoring, they're assisting each other. Two very, very good players, Johnny and Torres. Jonathan having yet another good season in this league. Back from when he first broke out with the Spartans, maybe a decade ago now at this point. Talisman for the Kicks United for a couple seasons. Now to the Ducks, doing what he does best, scoring goals. Well, the Ducks United's bench is extremely strong. And you know it's a strong bench when you can have one of the greatest strikers and including footballing history, the man Mally Rogers, just perched on it after coming in and scoring a couple goals last game. Looking for Torres there. But it's Marshall. Marshall playing right back today, it looks like, as Zanya O'Donoghue has taken a seat on the bench. And Millie, before we go any further, I do have to issue a bit of an apology to the man, Griffith of the Eagle Claw. I would have said last game that if he had Naldo, he should have used Naldo, but come to find out, it's something that's a bit more ordinary.
Indeed.
Naldo didn't start. He didn't want to come on.
Yes, I would have had a conversation with him as well, the man Griffith, and I would have said the same. You know, what surprised me, Doc, in our football, you know, because I was going to raise that with you. A ball given away, it's Danny. Oh, he falls over himself. But Danny gets up back. Danny loses out now.
Poke through looking for Johnny here. Jonathan Gishard still tussling Johnny with a pot shot at goal. No trouble at all for Kareem Burris.
The two goal scorers for, in fact, the goal scorer for Diamond FC, who equalized the game, equalized the game moments after he came on the field. He didn't start.
Yes, indeed. He's a former Eagle Club player as well, the man killer Kentish John. We've been there for about half a season. Club really cycled through a whole lot of players.
Oh.
They found themselves in this league, however, solid mid-table side, capable of giving anyone a game on their day.
Indeed.
Gave Roaring Lions a run for their money a couple games ago. Before us, it was a Screechy Walker show that took over.
Well, 3 consecutive games, the Eagle Claw could have definitely been so much different in the table. It could have been maybe in third position.
Yes, indeed.
They could have been in third position. They gave away 9 points. So should we add 9 points to the 19 that they have now, would have easily rested them in third position.
Would have in fact been third, but they gave one away. As the sport is not quite dealt with just yet. They gave one away versus the Spartans FC. They lost that one to the Marcus Connor. They gave one away versus the Attackers the very next game. And then the Roaring Lions, sorry. They gave one away to the Roaring Lions. That was the Screechy show.
And the very next game.
The very next game after that, 3 games on the bounce. It was Jared Smains and Kentish John.
And I tell you what, Doc, the defense has to be more disciplined than they have been for the Eagle Claw.
Well, you can't say it's been an improvement because rather than giving you maybe 20 minutes of good defense, they can give you a full 90 of good defense.
And then they shut
but
down
anything after 90.
They shut down on you.
Throw-in coming into the Docks United.
Football is not 90 minutes. It's
from the start, when the referee
when
blows.
the whistle blows to start till it blows to end.
That's not quite dealt with yet. There was a bit of space. That was Marshall, I believe, looking to exploit. The Lions have not been able to come up with anything at all in this encounter.
It's Docks United who has enjoyed the better of the position for the first 10 minutes of this game, with nothing to show though. And so the Roaring Lions would be looking to counter and to look to have something on the score sheet in short order. But it's Danny with the ball with a cross. Dalik plays well and cuts it out well because it was going to Torres, the prolific goal scorer for Docks United thus far. It's Torres and the man Gishard has done a tremendous job. This ball is going to be escorted out for a goal kick by the Roaring Lions. It's a 0-0 in the 10th minute of play. Doc, a full weekend of action in Angola. Full weekend of action right here at the Raymond Gishard Technical Center. as well on the road. We are going to have cycling this weekend. And at the JRWP from 9 in the a.m. tomorrow. And on Sunday, it's going to be action, action, and more action.
Yes, indeed. Well, invitational, of course, over at the JRWP. And we have some good football games in store for you as well. Some very good footballing action to come this weekend. As this one's not quite dealt. Yes, it is dealt with now for the moment by the Docks United. Bit of a tussle for the ball. Docks trying to break away with it, but Lions defending rather stoutly. Seems to be Jelly there. But pass out wide, it's Mackay. Nothing doing. It's Raynell, sorry. Raynell, the other youngster playing on the wing for the Roaring Lions. Coming up in the weekend on Saturday at 6 p.m. It's the Attackers FC. They're taking on the Limers FC.
And at prime time,
it's the Gazelles. They're taking on
the Queens.
Diamond Queens.
Yes.
And on Sunday at 6 p.m. it's the Youngsters. They'll be going up against the EastEnders FC. And then in our primetime fixture, you will see the Diamonds FC. They're coming up against the Western Predators. And on Tuesday, we have yet another juicy fixture. Fixture that the Attackers need to get back into third position. They're tossing with the Docks right now, but they have a formidable foe to come up against.
Not the Docks, but the Diamond.
Diamond, sorry, yes.
The Diamond is 1 point in front of their Attackers, but the Attackers has 3 games. The Attackers are coming up against a Limers team. We have seen a resurgence in the Limers team, and the Limers, and they are not. The Attackers are going to be playing Limers tomorrow, and it's not going to be an easy walkover.
Tomorrow. And then on Tuesday, they're playing the Roaring Lions, so they have 2 difficult games coming up in the next few days.
So it's not going to be all a walkover for the Attackers, and so.
But what we have seen, Gaza has found form, and Keon Lee, he's back on island as well.
Well. If Lee is back, and with the man Gaza finding form, then the Attackers is going to be the team to beat in the remaining 3 games.
The Attackers have gone on an absolutely splendid run. I believe they're 8 games unbeaten right now. In their last day, they are unbeaten. I will get the actual confirmation, but just going off of what I saw a bit earlier, the Attackers 9, I believe. It's still 8. It is 9. Yes, it is 9. 9 games on the bounce, unbeaten. They've won 8 out of those 9. They have found themselves some form at the right time. And that is big, because coming up after this season, it doesn't determine the champion. It's a tournament unto itself, but they will call it the playoff.
Yes.
And third plays second. First will play fourth, if I remember correctly. Again, we'll get that confirmation.
Is it a round robin in the Champions for the Champions League?
Not Champions League, the playoff tournament outside of the Champions League. We'll get that for you right now. It's in the Senior Men's League Super 4 playoff. First place, fourth. Second place, third. That kicks off 1st of June.
Football, a lot of football to be played.
I think you would want to come up against the Roaring Lions and not the Docks United.
Well, Docks United has
Torres tries to put this one in early. Dealt with by Ariel. And he finds a Fishy. Fish trying to flick this one in behind. Chadley Charles.
the man Charles. He plays with so much time, with so much ease and comfort. He's not rushed at all in playing. Has a very level head. Charles.
Brilliant defender. He's filled in well for the absent Masimba Bowen. He's really made the center back spot his own. But his brilliant work has really left the man Passion under the radar. passion as a fullback by Trey. Started playing centre back really more permanently last season, and he's had an absolutely brilliant year as well.
Yes, he has played well. The entire Ducks team has really held their own superbly.
Even Miguel has found another gear to go up. And looks like last year he may have been the odd man looking out. So Vanessa's injury has been a blessing in disguise for Miguel. He's got a lot of playing time and he's played very well.
Indeed, indeed. You know, he seemed to be a hothead at times playing, but he has really settled down, and this season he has really played some excellent football for Ducks United.
Yes, indeed. He scored himself some goals, gotten a few assists. He's played very good. He played very well, actually. Though last season he may have been the man on the outside, trying to fit him into the 11 when they brought in Caleb Bryan. There wasn't much space for him in the midfield with Mata and Bino Ricketts in there. But Ricketts has gone down injured. Sylvanus has been out all season, really. And he has found himself a home in that Dockson field yet again.
And so the man, Ricketts, he will be more than likely back for when the playoffs starts. Just nursing an injured hand, one that he claimed that he would have injured about a year ago. And taking it for granted, but really.
Well, that's Lawrence. That's Jelani Lawrence. That's also Jelani Lawrence. And Jaden Laurent absolutely he got that one horribly
An
wrong.
opportunity, you can say, going to begging. The man Passion read it, and so he got back on the 6-yard line. He read that one because Lawrence had gone, and as a defender, he said, well, I will have to cover you for you.
Well, if there was anyone on the field that Lions didn't want the chance to fall to, it was Jaden Laurent.
And it did.
He's great in the air. The feet still have some work to do. Very tall young man, Jaden Laurent. Very lanky as well. Here's Laurent, dealt with by Charles.
I don't know, Doc, but as I was saying, we made mention before about Lions taking on Ducks. You know, it really looked like that. It doesn't matter what team Lions put on the field against Ducks. Ducks just doesn't look themselves against the Roaring Lions.
Ducks, I don't know what it is. There's still something that I can't figure out. Ducks just don't match up well at all with the Roaring Lions. They just can't seem to get into gear when they play Lions. And this is a good move as well, because he does have Laurent on the outside. Laurent has Fishy to aim at. And had this been maybe 20 years ago, Fishy was streaking behind that one.
Well, Fishy certainly doesn't have the pace to go to match the defender, any of those defenders for the Ducks United.
Mata goes wide to Marshall. This one behind Danny Galliano, and the Lions can look to clear. Only as far as Kipton Mata again. Mata looking for Torres here. Torres is in behind, but forced to go wide. Good defending by Young Moore. And Torres will win the corner.
Torres has proven that he is a force to reckon with.
What a player he is, Jose Torres. I don't know if Ducks have anyone who's going to take the corner. Well, Marshall goes over now. DeAndre Marshall, also a former Eagle Claw man.
Spent a part of a season at Eagle Claw and finds himself back at Ducks United.
No.
Is that where you take the corner kick? Look at where the ball is.
Well. Any advantage you can get.
You look for advantage, but not blatant.
If you can see it from up here,
Cheat.
you're doing it a bit too far.
That's dishonest.
That ball is whipped in well.
Whoa! Whoa! How?
Well. He had the goal at his mercy and somehow couldn't direct it goalward. Boris has a serious issue when it comes to claiming balls in the air. He got hung with one of those against the Limers last time he played out. And there was some talk whether Burris would start or would it be the young man Curiel who started for most of the year for the Lions before getting his leg injured. It is Burris today, and that would have been troublesome.
Ooh. Cooks did not get that one on target. But Boris had absolutely no chance. He had no chance. He was beating all ends up.
He's a decent shot stopper, Kareem Burris. It doesn't claim crosses well at all. Knocked forward. This is good pace. It's Mackay. Christian, sorry.
And he holds it up still.
He could have played the advantage if he wanted to, the referee. Christian Williams showing some pace.
Christian, he showed pace, he showed strength, he showed excellent composure, the man Christian Williams. And the only thing that saved Crooks was because Christian was that far. If he was heading straight to goal,
that might have been a card.
Might have been. It's not about might have been. All you would have been asking is what color. That would have been the question. What color?
Free kick taken pretty well. Had Fishy got up there, it looks like, but couldn't keep the header down. Still goalless. Half a half has been played. Quarter of a way into this one. Still yet to see a goal.
Royal Lions holding their own well. But on that run, you know what impressed me? You know, a number of players would have gone down, Doc. A number of players would have gone down. But Christian kept his composure and he kept the ball in his position.
Yes, indeed. It shows some very good strength. Here's Naomi Crooks. Crooks into a bit of trouble there and gives away possession. He's out of position as well. That's a good press. And not going to catch Johnny. But Marvin just got the boot that he needed onto it.
Well,
it was Yariel, actually.
It was Yariel who did well.
Got the boot onto it.
He rested his body on Gishard and putting him off.
They couldn't run with him. He used very good strength. Passion. Does well given the circumstances, but it's not dealt with. And the shot comes and it's blocked. They're claiming for a handball. They're begging for a handball. The referee remains steadfast.
Oh. We need VAR. We need VAR for that call, Doc. Doc, we need VAR for that call. Oh.
Burton was standing in the perfect position for it. Didn't call it. It's a good ball movement by the Lions as well. Jaden. Can't get past. Torres going to keep this in play. Good defensive work. Throw in. Well, that's your first bit of controversy for this one. Won't be the last. When Docs play Lions, the game is never far from controversy.
Well. I am glad, I am happy that I wasn't the referee during that game.
Yes, indeed.
Having to make that call.
They gave the game to probably their most experienced referee, Albert Burton. He's the man in the middle today.
Ooh, that was
the most experienced man.
it was not the clearest of call to make.
Indeed.
It was not. It certainly wasn't the clearest of call to make.
And a game like this, you don't want to be the deciding factor as a referee.
Indeed. Indeed. No referee wants to be the one to decide any football game.
Much as a game of this magnitude as here's Johnny
Offside.
just offside.
Offside. Flag going up.
Johnny just couldn't quite hold his run.
Looks very close, though. But Johnny has his work cut out tonight because Yariel seemed to be like white and rice against Johnny tonight.
Yes, indeed. This is pressure being applied high upfield again. And Doc's winning possession. Jock still with it. Tries one and goal. Millimeters wide. Took a quart of paint off the goal, that did.
That was, at one time I thought it was the man Ricketts who struck that one.
Well. That was a left-footed shot.
He got some chaining from Ricketts coming into this game.
Well then. A good turn. It's Miguel, I believe. Looking wide for Danny. Danny Galliano can't quite keep it in play.
Ooh. It looks good. Someone is down there. That seemed to be, is it Christian? Looks to be Christian. Who goes down. There is also a player that seemed to be Yariel, who is down in 18 as well. So Lions, they really doesn't have the bench. And I would hope that these players are able to continue.
Well, it was a very good game in our first encounter between two teams that have a pretty deep running rivalry as well. The Uprising FC and the Spartans FC. 1 goal apiece in that one. Tamarcus Connor scored an absolute thunderbolt from the right flank. It completely deceived the man in goal for them. Back in the goal for them. The young man Darian Carty.
But I tell you something about that. What I was impressed with is how well he was able to keep off Nathaniel Gums, who for the whole night has been like glued to him, and he got around Nathaniel, but he was at a very tight angle, but he was still able to find that far post with some brilliance. It was a superb goal to get them back onto equal terms. And there, minutes later, he had another shot. That one just went over the top of the goal.
Yes,
but he played a tremendous game tonight.
Chances on both sides. Jaron Gale missed one from about 3 yards out. He took a touch and he allowed Alric to get back.
Well, I'm not sure. I'm still wondering how did Jaron Gale missed from off the goal line. It was not even 3 yards. It was off the goal line. Not only that, but in the first instance, why did Delaney pass the ball to Jaron? Because he had the goalkeeper committed himself already, and so all he had to do was to place the ball. He didn't do that. The goalkeeper was half and half. He was looking to Jaron, and so you had the right side of the goal to your mercy. And so he crossed the ball to Jaron Gale, and a wonderful work by Rogers to get a boot in and to throw Jaron Gale off. But it's no how you can explain how you can miss off the goal line.
Well, there were missed chances on both sides as well. Cadney Rene in the first half had an open opportunity in the area that he absolutely skied. And Nutsy Benjamin couldn't get past on a 1v1. Don't think I've ever seen Nutsy ever throw away a 1v1 opportunity like that. Just with a mistouch, a rare mistouch for Nutsy Benjamin. A game of missed chances could have gone either way.
Indeed.
Good
Could
game.
have.
Good game to start off this weekend of footballing action here in Anguilla. I see it's DeAndre Marshall streaking away, puts one in. Johnny got a boot to it. Just harmlessly wide.
It's a corner.
Well, Boris couldn't keep it in play. It will be a corner. Boris is incredulous. He has to get back in his goal quickly because I don't think Marshall will take too long to put this one into the mixer. Especially if Boris is busy arguing, but he's arguing very smartly. He's arguing with the ball on the field. So second ball cannot be put into play. Corner kick. Marshall. Whipped in deep. Boris coming out punching, not claiming at all. A good block, follow-up effort, cleared off the line. Boris still coming out and finally it gets it away.
That was a rocket by Brian. And off the line, saved off the line. It seemed to be like the man Richardson who would have blocked that one, but that was dead. Indeed.
But this game, it's always going to remain the same. No matter how good Ducks get, no matter how depleted Lions are, something just clicks for Lions.
When they play against Ducks.
And Ducks just can't get out of first gear.
And it doesn't matter who's playing. It doesn't matter who's playing for either team. Because with the Ducks at full strength, even with Bino Ricketts.
You only won 1-0, I believe. He's on.
He's off.
He's on.
He's off.
Oh, he's off.
He's off. He's off. He was off indeed. Good call by the AR.
The line may have set up a bit late in my view, but AR says offside. Looked like Marshall on the far flank had taken maybe a bit too long to step. But good controlling of the defense by Pasham there. Marshall goes long. Not dealt with, and Mata looking to slide one through. Mata playing a bit more advanced in this team, allowing Caleb to do the CDM work. Mata playing more of a box-to-box role. As is DeAndre Marshall, Johnny Gishard trying to slide it across, looking for Torres. Marshall sends this one back. Marshall giving away. And now Lions can look to break. Marshall's not there, but Passion has done very well. Lions yet again. Jamal Jelly looking, can't find it. Miguel Torres. Mata. Now Brian. Brian with a lovely pass over the top, looking for Danny Galliano. Danny. Offside. Still Danny here, very tall and lanky figure. Has some decent pace about him as well, Danny Galliano.
That I want to see Van, that one.
Chip Toba looking for Torres here.
That I want to see Van, that one. That looked very close. It looked very, very close. He looked, he was in an offside position.
Burris putting it long. Fisher won't win the header there. And it's back in the possession of the Ducks. I don't think I've ever seen Ducks control possession versus Lions. They're able to do so today.
But with the position, there is still
it's not leading to much.
It's 0-0. It means absolutely nothing if you're going to dominate position and not score.
Giles gets one really wrong, thrown to the Lions. Throw goes down the line. Good defense there by Charles. It will be a throw into the Roaring Lions. 36th minute. Still goalless. Glorious opportunities for the Ducks United. Haven't been put away. Throw goes centrally. And he does well here. He's gone down. Nothing doing, says Burton. Very soft, says Albert Burton. Lions again incredulous as to how that wasn't called. They've had 2 penalty shots in the first half. Neither have been given. And Brian can look to spread one wider for Danny. Danny Galliano trying to be a bit too clever. It's given straight back.
He went down in segments there, Doc.
He's a tall man. There's a lot of him to go down.
He went down in segments, but that's a foul.
Well, he just tugged him back. That's a veteran foul by Fishy. Crooks.
Oh,
That's
good work.
good work.
Very good work by the young man.
There's Raynell here.
And it's
Nothing doing, says Burton. It's back with Raynell Martin. Trying to send his compatriot down the line. Lawrence. So composed, Ducks United at the back. Have a good ball playing goalkeeper as well, and Jelani Lawrence. Lantern wasn't the most secure with his feet, but Lawrence definitely is.
we have to give kudos to the youngsters. What we're seeing coming through the ranks, Doc, a number of youngsters that we saw playing in the under 17 league, that is playing now in the senior league.
Well, here's Raynell Martin, one of those youngsters.
That's a foul. No foul, says the referee.
What I will agree with, Burton is being consistent. If you're going to be very lenient, it will be lenient for both sides. And
yes.
Burton has done that very well today.
Allow the game to play.
Indeed.
No one came here to see you. They came to see football.
Yes, indeed. I don't think anyone came with the agenda. I've come to see Albert Burton referee a game.
And unless you are a referee's assessor,
Indeed.
you don't leave your home to come to see the referee. You come to see football. You come to see the best.
Mata looking for Caleb. Caleb. Wider for Danny. Danny has 2 men in the box to aim at. Danny. Still Danny Galliano. Gives this one away. Danny hasn't had the best of starts in this encounter. They do have a couple players on the bench that can replace him. As trying to be clever here.
The man is just seeing some movements on the bench. It's not going to be for substitution though. But with the absence of the man we are accustomed to, Sylvanus, Danny has really filled that slot well.
Yes, indeed. And he's not just replaced Sylvanus, he's replaced Smiles as well. Smiles can't buy a start right now.
Because Smiles is more of a utility player. You know, he can play in defense, he can run down your wings, he can strike, he can do anything on the football
He played in midfield
field
as well.
Yes.
Played a lovely game in midfield for the Ducks United when Miguel was out. A very smart player. Hasn't really gotten himself.
Long searching ball for Torres.
Again, Torres lets it run a bit too far. Easy defensive work. Yariel wins the throw-in. th minute, still nothing. The referee will send, looks like Dalik Moore there. A bit further back. Jaden gives it away. It's Brian. Miguel Miguel does well. Is it wide from Marshall? Galliano. Trying to cut back inside. Again, no joy for Danny Galliano. I'll say, is that Kelly Jackson out there who's done very well at the left back position?
Yes, but he held up the ball too long. He got around the man, and the Fishy was bellowing for the ball, and nothing doing.
Trying to slide one through, and it's given away cheaply. It's still Docs United here. He has Torres to use if he wants to use him. He will use Torres. Puts it across. Ooh, that's tight. Torres was on the line. The entire defense was on the line. That's tight. That's tough to call.
That's very tight call by Jackson. That's a very, very tight call. But the AI is in the best position. He said it is offside. Doc, you know what? What we see up here doesn't matter. The AR call is final, the referee's call is final.
Indeed, no matter how much we bellow, how much we call for it, whatever the AR says goes, whatever the referee says goes.
It's final.
Ariel, another former Spartan, as well as former Uprising man.
Former Kicks man.
Him and Johnny, long-time teammates. They formed a very good strike partnership back with the Spartans. Spartans would have come third that year, I do believe, with Ariel and Johnny striking for them.
And one of the things that I've noticed is that Ariel, coming from a striker for the Kicks United, and he has held that defensive role for the Royal Lions. He has held that defensive role for the Lions from the time he got into the squad. Yes, and he has done a tremendous job, one must say. He has done a tremendous job for the Royal Lions. It's 0-0, and here is Johnny.
Gishard lays one off, and Marshall hits one.
Oh, how did he miss?
DeAndre Marshall just put it over. Just didn't get the dip it needed. He caught Boris out yet again.
Opportunity on the brink of halftime, and he puts it high over the crossbar. What an opportunity going and begging there for Docs United.
Docs are blood in the water as Miguel hits one now. This one drifts harmlessly wide. Docs were blood in the water in the last couple of minutes.
I tell you what, Lions, if they would go 0-0 at the half, will feel better, the better team. And because the Docs United, they came out here, and you could see them as they walk out on the field with an extra, a pep in their step, and they looked with their heads up, while the Docs, the Lions wasn't wasn't hyped as we are accustomed to see the Rowan Lions. Nonetheless, it is not how you look, but it's how you play. And the Rowan Lions, they are holding their own as a ball coming across and cut out well.
Mata looking for Torres. Torres has not had a good game at all against the league more. But that could be troublesome as Johnny's trying to get onto it. Boris, they're milliseconds ahead.
Ooh. It would have been interesting had Gishard gotten a boot to that one. He would have only had the goal at his mercy.
Unless Boris took him out.
Well, and then that would have been a straight red.
That would have been trouble. Torres down the line looking for Johnny. Ariel does well yet again. Ariel is Marshall. Johnny very well in this encounter. many strikers can say that this season.
But not much defenders.
That's defenders, yes. I mean, when a guy has nearly 30 goals, I don't think any defenders had fun marking him.
Jonathan Gishard, the man, leading goal scorers.
It's Miguel. And Crooks doesn't get that one right at all. Goal kick. We haven't seen the board go up for any added time, so I assume there may not be any.
Well, guess it's going to be time soon as this ball kick. And this could be the very last bit of action we see for this, the first half.
Not quite yet, says referee Burton. Matter.
That's it.
That will be all for this first half. Nothing to show for either side just yet. Ducks United, they've had chances. Roaring Lions, they've had chances. The ball still reads 0-0. Going into the halftime whistle here at the REGTC. Pretty good half for both sides. And they will both be battling during this championship party for the Ducks United. Can they say they did a double over Roaring Lions for the first time ever? We will have more action for you coming up in about 12 minutes time, but for now, it is back to Master Control.
Welcome back to the Raymond E. Gishard Technical Center, where we're here watching the game with Docks United versus the Roaring Lions FC.
It is going to be the Lions to get us started here in this one, in the second half between what I've been calling all game the championship party for the Docks United. They are the champions. They have more than enough points. They cannot be surpassed by the Roaring Lions. And they celebrated down the dugout after their last encounter. They had a very good time down there from what I saw and what I heard. And this is just reminds me a lot of that 2011 or 2013 game where United, they were already champions and they came out to play Blackpool. Blackpool fighting for their life. Blackpool gave them 5. Blackpool put 5 as if I remember correctly. Again, this was a decade ago. So I'm not sure, but I do believe that was the case.
Well, Doc, we're seeing the man that we spoke about so highly. He is lacing up his boot.
Well, it could be in here. He's cut back well, but he couldn't keep his footing. The ground is a bit slippery today. I noticed that in the first game as well. The ground is a bit slippery. And this could be troublesome here as it's poked over the top looking for Danny Galliano.
Cannot keep it on his boot.
Danny has not had a good game at all.
So the man Walker is here, lacing up his boot. And anytime now, we can see him coming on the field. We wonder for whom. The youngsters, they have really played well.
Will it be the veteran Fish?
And it might be Fishy, it might be Rita. I think it would be Fishy.
Looking for Fishy here. It's a clever touch, but not quite on the same page. As Johnny nods one back from Mata. Mata across. Here's Danny now. Danny has Jackson for company. Danny still. Danny cannot do much at all. This is good play. It's going to be Galliano here. Cuts this one back across. Chance for the Lions. I wasn't quite looking in the direction Fishy wanted. And now here comes Reynel. Too easy. Too easy, says Miguel Abraham. Throw in here, taking it short. Christian finding Fishy. Mikai shifts from across looking for Jelly here, and Jalen Laurent seems to have drifted into an offside position, and it will be called as such. As it will be free kick taken short by the Docks United. Torres. Again, there's not been much freedom for the Docks United wingers at all in this one. Neither Danny nor Torres have gotten away. They've been well marshaled by the two youngsters, Khalid Jackson and Dalik Moore. Again, and neither of them are natural fullbacks. Jackson, more of a utility player, can play in midfield, can play on the wing, can play in defense for a bit. He played there a bit for the Spartans last season. More on the right side as Lawrence collects. Playing at left back today, he's done brilliantly well against Danny Galliano. And Dalik Moore, a midfielder by trade, he has completely shut down Jose Torres thus far.
Well, not one of Dock strikers has been left to roam freely.
Of course, Yariel, he's had a absolutely marvelous game to this point up against Johnny. And here comes Reynel Martin. But Chadley Charles, boy, he has some serious pace, Chadley. That guy, Chadley Charles, has some pace. Interesting choice today for the Docks United. Matt has been playing at centre back all season, really. Is playing in midfield today.
Well, he also played in midfield at the last game, the last couple of games, since the man
So Ricketts has gone out. Yes, indeed. I don't know why they were split up. They're the best midfield partnership that we may have seen in this league. But it worked. It really worked for the Ducks United.
Indeed. And the man Mata has a very calm head on his shoulder, and so he makes some really, really good decision in the central defense area. Now he is playing the midfield area.
Miguel does lovely yet again and finds Torres. Torres has to put on some pace. Torres is in behind here. Jose Torres can't keep it down.
It's it wide. Torres. For the very first time, Torres appeared to have had the better of the defense there for the night so far. And we are now into the 51st minute of play.
He got in behind for the first time today. Couldn't keep the shot down. Let's go kick taken wide and into touch for a throw-in. Marshall. Waiting for someone to come free. Does find Johnny. He tries to go back to Marshall. A bit too wide of him, and it will be a throw-in. No, Jackson can't keep it in play. Marshall yet again. And towards Gishard. Foot race with Marvin Erskine that Marvin will win. And it's Danny Galliano here, but Marvin yet again doing some good work. Crooks. Sandwiched, but does just enough. There's some frustration for the Ducks United. They can't break down Roaring Lions right now. They just can't break down the Roaring Lions.
It's the hunger of the youngsters.
Putting in a tremendous shift.
The Cubs seem
That's
to
a good
be
ball through. Looking for Jalen Leroy here. Jelani Lawrence does just enough. Had it been any of the youngsters breaking through, that would have been trouble.
The Cubs doing the job for the Lions thus far.
Well, here comes the Ducks United again. Nothing doing back there. Mata under some trouble. Will win a free kick. These Lions youngsters, they have come out to play. This is the same Lions side that humbly lay down for the Limers FC. They are coming up against the champions, the team that has gone undefeated, and they are going toe-to-toe.
Well, doing a good job so far. The likes of Martin and Jackson, Connor, Williams, the youngsters for the Roaring Lions, Dalit Moore. And they're doing a tremendous job for the Lions. They may not be the big Lions, but the Cubs are doing enough to keep Ducks at bay. We may see the man. Smiles is warming up for Ducks United. He can be coming on for Danny. I don't think Danny has much longer on the field, Doc.
Hasn't done much at all today, Danny Galliano. This one is driven at goal for Boris. Well, he's held on to this one. Not the tallest customer, Kareem Boris.
And that was a good strike again from Miguel Abraham.
Back with the Ducks United seems to be is like Crooks trying to drive through. This could be troublesome. It's Miguel. Still Miguel. Forced wide now. This will play centrally. It is going to be leathered there by Brian Marshall. Floats went over. No one attacking. Everyone was offside.
It was very much too close to Boris as well. And Boris, in the end, had absolutely no trouble collecting that one. Well, that's a foul.
That will be a free kick to the Roaring Lions. Johnny now. Johnny does well up against Jackson. And now it's Renel. Giving away here towards DeAndre Marshall. Marshall just hounded Danny. Looking for Johnny Gishard. Renel Martin yet again. Christian sandwiched off the ball. Jonathan back looking for Caleb. Into touch.
Don't think Caleb was reading that one. He didn't expect that one to come back through to him. It did. And it was caught wrong-footed in the end.
Caleb gets the pass back again. Caleb playing very well in the midfield area. Marshall forced to go all the way back to Charles. It seems like Mata has dropped into the defense for the moment and Passion has gone into the midfield area. Over the top. That's a tussle. And Burris will do the cleaning up. Nothing doing for the Ducks United just yet. It's given away a bit cheaply. It's Danny Galliano. And Danny tried to level one at goal. Marshall has the pace to break away. Very good defending. Very good defending there. That's young Khalid Jackson doing the business.
Tremendous job there by the youngsters. Jackson, Martin, they are doing a tremendous job for the Roaring Lions.
Dalik Moore as well, marking Jose Torres.
The man is down. That seemed to be London. The tall man, the tall figure of
Laurent.
Laurent is down. He gets back to his feet quickly and will resume play.
How long can the Lions wait? How long can they wait before they use the mercurial man, Screechy Walker?
I think he would be coming in about the 60th minute of play.
He's been standing over there for the entire second half thus far, waiting on his moment. Laurent tries to clear. It's back with Charles, looking to find Torres in behind here. Torres cutting back inside, lays one off. Burris, no trouble with that one at all. And he absolutely just boots it upfield, relieving the pressure for the moment. It's Brian, trips on the ball. Christian gets it back. Christian. Jackson. Fishy. Marvin. Already easily there by Passion, but given away by Marshall. And this could be troublesome because Torres can get in behind here, but very good defending yet again by Yariel.
Yariel has just been a master in the defense for Roaring Lions. Torres is fast, but he could not get the better of Yariel. There's going to be a substitution for Ducks United, and the substitution that we spoke about earlier is going to come now. It's going to be the man Smiles. He's going to be in for the man Danny. That's the substitution we spoke about very much earlier, and it has come now in the 60th minute of play. Also, the man Screechy is making his way towards the fourth official. He too is going to make his way onto the field, and we wait to see for whom. Is it going to be for the man Laurent?
In order to gain a bit more midfield control, do the Ducks look towards Pogba? Pogba, of course, started the last game and played very well. Former Kicks United man, Pogba St. Jean. Shifted across, looking for Smiles early. Marvin does the defending.
And what we are going to also get with in Smiles is space. We are going to get that pace down the right flank that we didn't get from Danny. And the substitution will come now, and it is going to be the man Laurent. He has to make way for the man Screechy Walker. Oliver Walker is going to make his way onto the field.
This may give us a bit of an issue here.
And I tell you what, I tell you also, the man Nico is taking off his gears. The man Nico is stripping. The man Nico is saying, well, I may just have to come on the field tonight. So the head coach for the Royal Lions, the man Nigel Connor, he is also taking off his outfit, his coaching outfit, and he's already decked in his plain clothes.
It may be his time to shine. The man Nico Connor didn't start today. Amongst the substitutes, Nico would have started. Was it in their last game against the Lions? It was the game before that against Predators, I do believe, where Nico would have started. He's putting on the pants. He has the jersey. He's getting warm. Will we see a Nico cameo? Takes us back to the 90s. Nico and Fishy tearing it up for the Lions. Will we see another Nico and Fishy cameo? The old boys, the masters. Can they produce something? Something for the Roaring Lions?
There is a breaking play. And seems to be the man, Mickey Connor, who remains on the floor, receiving some medical treatment there.
Well, in terms of what we've had for the season, crowd doesn't look too bad at all.
Indeed.
Got a few games, about 3 people in the stands.
It's a Friday night game. It's a weekend game, the beginning of the weekend. Thank God it is indeed Friday. It is the primetime game for tonight. And coming up tomorrow, we have a day filled with sport at 9 in the a.m. Join us at the JRWP. It's going to be the Starters Invitational. We are going to be coming to you live from the JRWP Starters Invitational Athletics Meet. Break for after the COVID, 3 years out, and they are back. Starters is back. We saw a few countries that have joined us, and so they will be on show tomorrow and Sunday by the grace of God as play has resumed.
I was saying it may have a bit of an issue because Fish isn't going to go on the wing, and Nico isn't, Screech isn't going to go on the wing, but it seems like they're just going to form a front 2 and go to a 4-4-2 sort of look. Seem to have pushed Mackay over to the right. This could be troublesome, but again,
it's going to be a corner.
And Marvin,
ooh,
look at the pace.
Ooh.
Look at the pace of Marvin. It's a throw-in.
But how can they? Very tight. The AR called that one as a throw-in for the Ducks. It is a throw-in for the Ducks, but it's a wrong AR signaling.
Indeed.
It should be Jackson signaling, not victory.
It's Torres. Torres putting one in
He
here.
checked that one through magnificently well.
And
it's
giving
going
away.
to Smiles.
Again, a Yariel in the right place, doing the defending necessary. Yariel has put in an absolute shift at center back. He's a striker, he's a winger, he's a forward. playing at centre back this season. He's done an absolutely masterful job in the absence of Tafari Smith. They like the pace back there. And there's no Keeney Brooks Bell either. He was there. He was the versatile man. The man has gone down for the Roaring Lions off the ball. We've seen a lot of that today for Lions. A lot of players have gone down holding something. Is it injury? Is it tactical? It doesn't matter.
Well, be it tactical or true injuries, they are getting what they would want, and that is that the clock is running and time out of this game is going to be key for the Roaring Lions. And if they can walk away with a draw over with the Ducks United, that's a win. That's a win.
Most definitely. The draw with this Ducks United side, but then we shouldn't be surprised. We should not be surprised. Lions find something extra. Ducks go down a gear whenever these two teams face off. It's something in the water. It's something on the grass. I don't know.
I don't know. You find that Ricketts, who is dubbed the midfield general, plays more as a defender when he plays against the Roaring Lions. And so you don't get that efficiency, that fluency from the midfield when they play the Roaring Lions. And so this evening, what we are seeing is hungry Ducks and Roaring Lions, where the Cubs are hungry for their catch. And so the Ducks United just can't. Who is now aided off the field.
Oh, that's the other winger gone.
That is not a good sight. He's been lifted off the field.
He's either cramped completely up. I think he may have cramped all the way up. Because if he had pulled something or torn something, he would have been able to walk. I think he may have completely cramped.
So the substitution will come. It's the man Nick O'Connor, the head coach for the Roaring Lions. He's making his way onto the field in place of Martin. Ernell Martin leaving us.
And Nico has dropped right into central midfield, it looks like.
At least he's going to seem to be taking on the wing.
Over on the left.
Yes.
Well, 20, 30 years ago, sure. Today, I don't know.
Think he should have taken up a more midfield role, Doc?
Indeed, and maybe allow Christian to operate on the wing. But then again, you need Christian's physicality in there with the likes of Caleb and Matta. But it looks like Ducks have made a shift. Matta's playing at centre back. And it looks like Passion has gone into midfield as here's Marshall cutting one back. Looks like Passion has gone into the midfield area. They're trying everything. Matta's playing pretty well in the midfield, but he's gone back to centre back. If he's going to go to centre back, the logical move would be Pogba to come into the midfield.
What it's going to tell here is whether or not Walker is going to be served that ball, or if too much is going to be asked of him, that is going to be a yellow card. There is nothing else. It is what color card. That's all you have to ask. What color card? What color card? And it's a yellow. It wasn't whether or not he was going to be carded. It was what color card he was going to receive.
There was no choice. They didn't have much of a choice, the referee. He took him out. Professional foul, as you would call that. Rather than risking a breakaway, take him down.
He was true.
There's some movement on the Ducks bench. Is that Malley who's up and walking around? And if Malley was to come into the field of play, that may force Johnny to go out wide, and Torres may come into the midfield area. Or will the substitution be for Jose Torres? Questions to be asked, questions to be answered.
Or can it be for the man Abraham?
Could be Miguel as well. That would force Torres central. Could be Passion. Could be a number of players.
So the man, Nick O'Connor, Nigel Nick O'Connor, he's on the field, and
It will be a free kick to the Roaring Lions. Floated over.
number 16.
Oh, it's given away. And can Johnny get there? No, the header did just enough. But it's given to Smiles here. And Johnny's trying to get through. Johnny has Torres to aim at. And again, Marvin Erskine does the job necessary. Smiles pulls one across. It will find Caleb Bryan.
Oh. Straight, point blank, straight in the chest of Kareem Boys.
It was Miguel Abraham, I believe. Sorry. But it was straight at the only place he could hit it that he wouldn't have scored. Miguel Abraham. Miguel put it straight at Boris. Ducks need a goal. Mali is getting warmer. Who does he come on for is the question. Where does he play? If he does play, because we do know in Mali's latter days with the kicks, he played CDM. When the kicks got that smash and grab draw with the Lions, Mali was playing CDM. He lost some pace in his latter years. He dropped deeper and deeper, similar to Wayne Rooney, dropping deeper into the midfield area. And
somebody's going to be carded. That is Oliver Walker.
Well,
Oliver Walker gets the yellow.
that fulfills the quota for the day. A Screechy card, put that on the bingo card. He'll always take it off. Screechy likes himself a card. Never far away. If there are two players in this league, you can pretty much guarantee a card for every game. Screechy Walker and Matthew Brown.
Definitely. Matthew Brown, he's a different player.
Never seen anyone like him in my life.
And if he doesn't, Matthew Brown, if he doesn't play himself to a card, he's going to talk himself
into a card. He's definitely different.
He just know how to do it, Matthew Brown.
Very good player as well, Matthew, former
and
champion.
Another card issued.
Oh, well, it's arguing. It's Miguel, I believe.
Miguel Abraham gets this one.
Well, Burton is taking no prisoners. That's the Albert Burton that we know. That's the Burton we've become familiar with. Never afraid to dish out a card. And this game was always heading down the path of getting very feisty.
And the man Mata is leaving the field. His right hand, he seemed to have taken a hit. Maybe when he fell. Yes, taking some lighting to that right shoulder. Free kick.
With Mata out, Passion will drop back into the defense for now. That's driven at goal.
Driven wide.
Ooh, powerful. Very powerful. No direction.
Is it going to be a double substitution for the Ducks?
Looks like Pogba maybe sliding his way over as well. Will it be Zanyo O'Donoghue? Questions to be answered. Ben, he's won himself a championship. There were questions about his future after that semi-final loss. He's got Ducks back to where they've been trying to get to for the last 5, 6, 7 years from the day they brought in Bino and Mata.
So the substitution is going to come now. The number 19, very well. So the man Marshall, the Andrew Marshall, has been asked from the field. So it's Marshall who has been asked from the field, and that is for the man Mata. Rather, that is for the man Rogers.
So there's going to be Mali Rogers.
Glenville Rogers,
so I suspect
a.k.a. Mali.
Smiles may go back into right back possibly.
Yes.
Or will Passion go to right back? They have two genuine right backs on the field in both Smiles and Passion. With Mata off, Passion has to play centre back.
And the man Pogba
is getting warm
as well. So Ducks is going to throw all their artilleries at the Royal Lions.
They will give them everything they have. Pogba is getting warmer. Suspect he's not too far away. He is the backup, and Mali has gone into striker. Slid through, but Johnny had stopped the run.
Not on the same page today at all. I'm not sure that Gishard came ready for this game.
He's not looked like Johnny at all this season. He's looked like Johnny of old, the injured Johnny that was still trying to come back from that knee injury.
He doesn't look like the Johnny that we've seen in the past games so far.
He's gotten his burst back, Jonathan Gishard. He also had a very good burst. He lost it when he got injured. He's gotten his burst back, and he's been so lethal. Ever since he left the Spartans, he lost the quick burst of pace that he had after the injury. He's gotten it back, and he's been rewarded with so many goals. 27 goals on the season. Good defending yet again. Desperate defending by the Lions. It is going to be a passion, it looks like. Trying to slide it through. Marvin.
Very tough ball there for Jackson.
Captain Mata is back on the field as of now. Mata has returned to the field of play. Will he stay? That's the question to be asked. Johnny can't keep it in play. Goal kick.
I think you should have gone for a cross rather than a shot. You had Mali, you had Torres waiting. There's a very acute angle there, tough angle. And with players waiting, should have gone for the shot, the cross rather than the shot.
So
we're into the 77th minute of play. Doc, prediction.
1-0 smash and grab. I can't tell you for which side because I don't know. I don't know. The game is poised to go either way. Mata has some company, but he's also composed. He has a more composed head than the man, Captain Mata.
One of the things that I can't understand is why Walker cannot stay onside.
But such a good player, Scritchy Walker. I think I can tell you, he doesn't have the burst of pace he used to have when he was with the Kicks United. So he's trying to cheat a bit more to get behind the defense, and he can't just run in behind. Trying to get a little advantage in behind the defense, and he gets caught offside more often than not.
Yes. Has to be more disciplined than that. Got to be more disciplined than that.
Looks like tactically the Ducks have gone very advanced. They're playing with two strikers, and they're not playing with a right winger as it's floated over dangerously. They're playing with Smiles on the right side, and they're giving Smiles the entire right flank to himself. And if there's one player in the entire league who can cover an entire flank by themselves, it's the man Smiles.
And having Nico it's going to be really easy to run past him, and so it leaves Jackson at left back to try to stop the man Smiles. But then Jackson will have both Gishard and Smiles to encounter, which will take Eskin again, and then Mali can be left free.
It's very tactical by Ben. Will it work is the question. Here's Nico. Floats one over pretty well. Doesn't quite have the depth on it.
But I think Roy Lyons is going to score for us.
You're a braver man than me, Millie. You're a much braver man than me. This game out of any game, definitely wouldn't call it. This game out of any, you just never know. Johnny was trying to streak through. Torres had stopped the run. Smiles is frustrated because he wanted it as well. Mali picked the wrong option.
From what we have seen this evening, Doc, what I have seen, it's a very ill-disciplined Ducks United. Torres, the man who has been in tremendous form for the season, has hardly touched the ball. He has hardly touched the ball. Gishard has really, I'm not sure if he showed up to play or he's just showing up. And so they have not been on the same page. It has been the combination of both that has really made the Ducks United what they are when it comes to finishing. And they're not on the same page this evening.
Again, Torres trying to find Johnny, but nothing doing. Torres this time shifts it wide to Smiles. Smiles towards Johnny. Torres forced to go back. It's Crooks. Mata. Charles. Smiles. You know what he wants to do? Can he find a Mally? Not enough whip on it. We know what Smiles wants to do. We know what he's going to do. He has to get one right. He will get one right. And it will be troublesome. 81 minutes on the clock. Still nothing to show for either side.
A draw from this game for the Rowan Lions would really be a win.
It's more of a point earned than 2 points lost for the Roaring Lions.
Yes.
For the Dogs, it would definitely be 2 points lost rather than a point earned. Here's Torres, however. Torres puts one across looking for Johnny. Boris came on and punched. And he stayed down as well. They do have another keeper on the books.
That was a hard collision. And immediately, medics has been called.
I do like this. I do like that from Burton. You can't call it a foul. They both went for the ball, and keepers, for some reason, get a lot of special privileges by referees. This time they said, no, you're both going for the ball. Play it out.
It was a 50-50 ball, and so you cannot play.
There will be a change for the Ducks United.
The man Pogba.
Pogba's coming in. Is it Passion?
Number 12.
12 is Johnny.
Johnny. And that is what I thought. Johnny just came to the game today. He didn't show up to play. Johnny didn't show up to play. He just happened to put on the uniform. He is not the Johnny that I've seen even in the last game. The clinical Johnny that I saw in the last game has not shown up today.
Ben, that is a big call. You just need a goal. You take off a man who has 27 on the year. That's a big call. He's going to let Mally lead the line to finish it out. But now you put an extra body in midfield. So does Smiles go back onto the wing and does Passion go to right back is the question? Or do you just want the extra body in the midfield area? Again, questions to be answered.
You know, I admire a yellow card to Mali. You know, I admire the likes of Johnny when they are being substituted. You know, the board go up and they leave the field.
Never a fuss.
And you notice some of our players, as soon as they are substituted, they go to the locker room, they change and they leave.
I don't mean to pick on him because he's one of the best players to have touched England football in the past decade. But I remember a game for the attackers where Ricardo John was supposed to be taken off for Chadwick Samuel, and Ricardo refused to leave the field. He stood on the left flank and he did not move, and Chadwick couldn't get a game. Attackers were winning, it was at 3-0, and Ricardo John refused to leave the field, and Chadwick couldn't get a chance to play.
And the game following that, when he was substituted, he went to the locker room and he left the park.
Yes, indeed. I have a number of those types of players. Again, the man Naldo Charles, as mentioned earlier.
One of the things, Doc, I always think that it is unfair to a player when you're playing a team sport. I believe that there are some persons who should not play team sport. They need to go and do cycling or play tennis. Team sports are just not for some persons.
In order for someone to come on, someone has to come off. A few players believe they're above coming off. Torres.
You know, one thing that I learned in cricket was the only how that you demand your position on the team is if you can single-handedly win a game. And if you can't take the ball and grab a 5 wicket every time you take the ball, very often, and you can't get 100 or 50, and you can't win the game, why do you think that you command a position on the starting 11?
But I don't know if you remember this. This was maybe 5, 6, 7 years ago. You took the Anguilla on the 19 and on the 17 team to Montserrat. The tournament before, I had taken 11 wickets in 4 games. I hadn't trained. You sat me on the bench for the first match.
Indeed, you don't train, and then it's obvious that you don't play.
I hadn't trained. Though I had just met Leo Allen's side, you sat me on the bench for the first game. Didn't understand it at the time. Completely understand it now. You have to earn your spot as a player, especially with doing some coaching as well. You have to earn. There's no one on the side that can be automatic unless you can single-handedly win a game for your side.
You can't. The name of the game in a team sport is discipline.
Indeed. It is indeed discipline. If you don't have discipline, if you can't play for a team, as Torres puts one in towards Mali!
Oh my! How did that miss? How did that one miss in the 87th minute of play? Somebody told me earlier that this game is going to end in nil. Doc, it looks very much so.
For the second time today, the ball has taken a coat of paint off the goalpost. Mali just couldn't get enough of a feather on it to direct it goalward. I'm trying to understand the formation that Ducks are playing right now. It looks like Naomi
I'll tell you the formation that Ducks is playing. Mix up.
Crooks was
There's
playing
absolutely no formation out there for Ducks United.
They're playing like a scrimmage right now. Crooks was playing at left back, is now playing as an attacking midfielder. Matters back there playing with Chadley Charles. And it looks like Passion has gone back there as well. Nothing much of anything at all. Pogba's in the midfield. Caleb is in the midfield. Miguel is in the midfield. And Naomi Crooks is in the midfield. You have 4 midfielders playing central midfield.
We're going to have about 5 minutes added to time. It could be more.
Could be more. The amount of times players have gone down.
It could be more. We are already in the 89th minute of play. In the final minute of play. Yes, in the 89th minute of play, we are. So with just 1 more minute to play, we wait to see how much time is added.
Oh, and he's pulled up. He's pulled up there. Is that Chadley Charles?
No, that's the man. That's not Charles.
He's pulled
Is it? And if that is
up.
Charles, that's going to be a problem for Ducks if that's Charles.
They do have Zenyo Donahue on the bench as a defender, but at this point they don't know who they'll use. They also have a Ramos who can play defense as well. Very deep bench for the Ducks United. They have used a number of them. They've used Mali. They've used Pogba. They've used Smiles.
And the goalkeeper, Boris, has gone down again.
Well, nothing but gamesmanship by Boris.
Yes, that is just to get some time off the clock.
Indeed. That is. Still yet to see exactly who it is in number 2 for them. That's Passion. Just Passion. Well, Ducks are just playing. They're just playing. They don't want to end. They don't want to end this game on a sour note. They would have wanted to do the double over the Roaring Lions.
Seven minutes. I knew it. Knew that it would have been a good bit of time. And it's all of 7 minutes.
Pogba can't play centre back. He's playing there right now.
And that is for Charles. We came in for.
Well.
Oh, that is a foul.
Well.
That is a foul.
Well.
7 minutes.
You won't beat Lawrence from that type of range. But can you float one and cause some trouble?
And I'm not saying you can't beat Lawrence from that range at all. I've seen the simplest of balls go past Lawrence.
Lawrence, he's a strange type of keeper. Anything difficult, he's brilliant. But the easiest chances, he just can't seem to deal with sometimes. Floated in. Well, not good work at all from Yariel. The first time we've been able to say that all game. Not good work from Yariel at all. Sun booted high. Marvin doesn't quite get it right. And look at some pace. Look at some pace. Marvin Erskine. So fast.
Should taken quickly. Smiles back to Miguel. Miguel serves it in for Torres. Just too high. Torres was coming in.
Overcooked that one.
Over his head.
Pogba does well. It's going to be troublesome. Mali. Mali hits one. Good save, Boris.
That one was going into that near post. It was heading goalwards.
That is the type of Mali shot that we've come to know. No one could pound the ball like Mali in this league for a very long time. What a right boot he had. What a right boot he still has. And we saw it there. What a hit that was. Good save, Boris. Poor corner. Very poor corner. And return back to sender. This one is blocked. Not what you want to see at all from the Ducks United's point of view. Drifting inside now.
Oh.
Crunched. And
they
wanted the advantage. They really wanted the advantage because the ball had fallen perfectly to the most clinical man in the league, Jose Torres. They were begging for the advantage because Torres was through on goal. Burton pulled it back.
I don't think Burton cared about where the ball went. I think he cared about what transpired on that tackle because it looked dangerous. It looked very, very dangerous. And so he didn't care whether there was an advantage or not.
Well,
somebody's going to be carded? No.
It's gotten a bit chippy.
Walker just seemed to be the man with the mic this evening. But that.
Well, the question is now, this is Ricketts' range, but there's no Ricketts to hit it.
Well, Miguel is there, and Mali is there.
Mali can pound the ball. Mali had a very good free kick on him. Well.
If anyone can find the upper V, it's Mali. Will it be Mali?
The man who's on battle against Lions for so many years with the Kicks United. Can he one more time be the thorn in the side of the Roaring Lions?
Is it going to be Mali? Is it going to be Miguel?
Miguel has a good free kick on him as well. Miguel has a pretty good free kick on him as well. But I would like Mali to just drive this one.
Just run and step over?
Mali! Hey! Can you believe? Oh, referee pulls it back.
There was no whistle.
Referee pulls it back. Referee Hilton has pulled this one back.
Burton.
Referee Burton, sorry, has pulled this one back. He said that was too early for me. I wasn't ready. He tried to take it quickly.
I don't think that there was a whistle.
Mally had put that one past
His
Boris.
hand went up, Burton, but I don't think that there was a whistle. And so if the ref says whistle, that's what we are playing with. If the ref says whistle, and now Boris takes that same position that the ball went into the net. Oh, Mally can't believe it.
Ducks are incredulous. This is the chance. If there was a chance, this is it. There's a congregation around the ball. There are 4 men who've put their name in the hat. Miguel is there, Mata is there, Mally is there. Who will hit it? Mally strikes it.
And the same place, and Boris had that place covered on this occasion. Oh, my.
Smiles now. We really are into Fergie time territory here. Pogba. Smiles. Ooh, clever by Smiles. Very clever. Booted upfield. Here's a Crooks. Trying to send Torres in here. But Boris will be coming off his line. And he will take. Oh, he doesn't take any time off the clock. Interesting strategy by Boris. You think you'd want to kill us?
That's out. That's way out. Ooh. And that's not the first time for the night. That is not the first time for the night. And the AR should have called that one because that was way out. He has done it on several occasions for the night, but that one was just too far.
Well, is this going to be the moment for the Roaring Lions? It's not floated over. Dealt with for the moment. Here come Ducks. Trying to be too cute. Frustration boiling over a bit. And this could be troublesome as Lawrence comes out. And Lawrence has done brilliantly because had he not gotten the slightest touch on it, it was offside as well. It was offside as well. Smiles. Seconds on the clock.
Nil draw. Who would have believed? With a team with 90 goals would come out here tonight and being held to a 0-0 draw by an understrength Rowan Lions.
I did. And it may not be over yet. It's fed across. And eventually Ducks can look to clear. It's Torres. Mally trying to drive one through. Referee impedes a man, and there's a chance here for the Ducks to break away. And the crowd has gotten extremely rowdy. Ducks are saying, it's not our fault. You can't penalize us because you got in his way.
It is a very tough call because whether or not Fisher would have gotten to that ball, it's left to be seen. But Barton has been winded. He has been winded.
Well, Barton is struggling to get up. A drop ball from Mally. He'll put one over. He can't find Miguel in behind here. Miguel has some support. Miguel back for Smiles. Smiles, dangerous ball. Boris doesn't claim. The goal is wide open. Boris saves. It's cleared off the line. The game has gotten into absolute pandemonium right now. Ducks still trying at the very last gasp. And the shot from about 40 yards out, Boris will gratefully settle on it.
And the crowd has come to life, and Yariel has done a masterful job for the Royal Lions, and he has kept them in this game. It's the final whistle of the night. A brilliant game by Royal Lions. A game that Royal Lions, you would believe tonight that Royal Lions would go down, but indeed they have come out of this one with a 0-0 draw, a point.
When would you have ever said that the Lions coming out of a game with anything less than a win would be a good result? But this Ducks United side, it's been a mountain for any team to climb. And the Roaring Lions have put on a defensive masterclass against one of the best attacks ever assembled in this league.
Ooh.
Man of the match still to be decided. Who's it for? Is it going to be Yariel?
The man of the match.
It looks like it may be the man in Yariel. He's putting an absolute shift at the back.
Well, they're going to give it to, is it Boris?
Well,
The keeper.
it's Kareem Boris.
Well, my player of the match.
It
my
is.
player of the match would have been
It has to be Yariel. Pretty much not quite single-handedly, but
He has done a tremendous, masterful job for the Roaring Lions this evening.
absolute defensive
And even in the last
masterclass.
seconds of the game,
Taking one off the line.
he took that one off the line, keeping the Ducks at bay, and in the end, game ending 0-0. So, that's all for us here. But before we close out tonight, we must remind you that it's all going to happen again over tomorrow at 6 in the p.m. when Limers will be coming up against the Attackers. That's tomorrow. And a primetime game, it's going to see the Gazelles. They are going to be up against Diamond Queens. While it continues Sunday in the first encounter. On Sunday, it's going to be the youngsters. They will be up against the EastEnders. And to close our weekend out for this week, it is going to be the Western Predators up against Diamond FC. That's how it's going to end it for the football arena. But for the athletics arena, well, the Starters Invitational runs off tomorrow at 9 in the a.m. and it runs for 2 days, Saturday and Sunday. So join us at the JRWP at 9 in the a.m. when it is going to be the Starters Invitational. On behalf of the man Doc and Christopher, it is yours truly, the voice of choice, John Millington, handing you back over to Master Control. Good night and goodbye.